Hey guys, welcome to The Market is Open. Check out our website, themarketisopen.com. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have tons of new Tesla videos every week, so subscribe right now. Okay, so today Elon tweeted a very simple tweet, which was some Tesla news. He also tweeted Thursday, 2 p.m. California. So that's California time, 2 p.m. on Thursday, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's probably going to be some news or some event that's going to take place where he's probably going to release some new Tesla information. Now, you might also remember that earlier in the week, the SEC was all over Elon Musk for his tweet about the 500,000 car estimate for the year, which we made a video about the other day. And Elon showed that he had actually just repeated some stuff that he had said during the financial conference call. So the thing that the SEC was all over Elon Musk about actually didn't move the stock at all. The SEC themselves moved the stock down maybe about 1% in the end. But today's tweet of some Tesla news ended up moving the stock over 5% in the market trading today. So obviously investors are pretty excited about some of the news that Tesla might be reporting tomorrow. So there's been a lot of rumors, and what I've done is compiled a list of all of the rumors for what possibly we could be expecting for tomorrow. So let's go through them. So many people think that there's going to be a new product that's going to be unveiled, probably the Model Y. The Model Y is supposed to begin tooling this year, according to Tesla. And by next year, the end of next year in 2020, they're supposed to start ramping up volume production of this car. Now, the Model Y is supposed to be Tesla's Model 3 sort of equivalent, but an SUV version. It's supposed to use about 75% of the same parts as the Model 3, which should cut costs. And Elon has been sort of touting about a manufacturing revolution when it comes to Model Y. Now, I'm not sure if that was sort of the original plans of the Model Y. I know that he wanted originally to do it on a separate platform where it would sort of be built differently than a regular car. However, his colleagues convinced him to put it on the same platform, which should end up cutting costs and should be easier to ramp up. Now, they also don't want to make the same mistakes again that they did with the Model 3, which took so long and was very painful to ramp up. So that's why this Model Y ramp up might be faster, it might be cheaper, and perhaps they might hit some of their own deadlines this time. So we haven't really seen the Model Y yet. Here's a screen capture, one of an artist's depiction of the Model Y. So if it looks anything like this, that'll be pretty cool. And it'll likely share a similar look to the Model 3 as it has 75% of the same parts. Now we might find out tomorrow about some of the new features that the Model Y has that the Model 3 doesn't. And on top of that, Tesla's probably looking to raise more cash because of their debt payment this Friday of $900 million. So they probably want to start raising cash now and start accepting pre-orders for the Model Y, which will probably come out in a little bit less than 2 years from now. That's the target. So who knows if pricing will also be unveiled for this SUV. So I do think that will probably be one of the highlights of tomorrow, and that seems to be one of the most popular options that people seem to be voting on for what tomorrow's presentation or news will be about. The second thing is the Tesla pickup. They sort of gave us this rendering when the Tesla Semi was introduced. It sort of is based on, I guess, the same platform as the Semi, but this car or this pickup is quite big. In one of the renderings, they had it holding the Ford F-150, just showing the size of it. And we know that Tesla's Model X has huge towing capacity, so it would be assumed that this car or this truck would have even greater towing capacity, which is something that people want. And I think a while ago, Elon also requested a lot of features from people, what they would want to see in a Tesla pickup. And I think people have sort of forgotten about that by now, but he's probably integrated a lot of those features into the Tesla pickup, and he might be introducing those in tomorrow's presentation. I'm not sure the Tesla pickup will actually be the highlight of tomorrow's presentation. It might be sort of like a one more thing type car, sort of like from the Steve Jobs era, or something that Elon did last time when he announced the Tesla Roadster during the Semi event. And he might save the Tesla pickup for something or for an event later this year. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the highlight, but you never know. That would be huge news if it is, especially to compete with some of the other competitors such as Rivian, which have already announced and have shown sort of a prototype of their new SUV. So I think that'll be interesting. Some people are thinking that the standard Tesla Model 3 will be announced tomorrow, which could include a new interior, sort of a cheaper version, a cheaper interior of the car, and a cheaper battery announcement. So, and that'll of course reduce the cost of the Model 3 to the $35,000 target. I think that that is supposed to be coming out sort of in the middle of the year when the tax credits fade out. But you never know, that might be part of the presentation in order to sort of anticipate that's coming. And of course, standard Model 3 will have sort of cheaper options than the regular Model 3, and those might be showcased in tomorrow's news event. But it seems that Tesla does have its choice of 3 new products that it can announce during the news event tomorrow. Okay, what are some other things that could be announced at tomorrow's news event? Perhaps the Supercharger V3. That would be a new type of supercharger which would allow for much faster charging speeds and would enhance the supercharger network, and would also boost Tesla ahead of the competition, which seems to be catching up in terms of the number of superchargers that they are starting, and the number of chargers that they are starting to add in the United States, although nowhere close yet to the size of Tesla's supercharger network. And so we are expecting some sort of announcement from about Supercharger V3 this year. Now we're also expecting the Autopilot Hardware 3 to be coming out. Elon recently said that the rollout is starting now, and it's going to be put into all of the new Tesla Model 3s, and probably the new S and Xs as well. And if you purchase the Autopilot option for your Model 3, you'll get the new hardware for free. And this hardware will enable, again, full self-driving. We were told that about the last hardware as well. However, it seems that I guess the bottleneck was the speed of the hardware. This is going to be a custom chip that Tesla is making themselves, and they're replacing the NVIDIA, I guess, graphics card that they were using before. And that will give them more power because custom chips are way faster than sort of a general solution. And this chip will be optimized for machine learning type algorithms. Elon was saying that they were sort of lowering the resolution of some of the cameras and sort of writing software that they didn't need to reduce the quality in order to get the NVIDIA chip to work. But with the Autopilot Hardware 3, in their testing, they found that they can add as many cameras, all the cameras that they have, they can even add more. And this thing is capable of handling everything at full resolution. And that should be what they need to eventually get to full self-driving, which Elon does believe will come out later this year. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be an announcement about that as well. Another thing that people are talking about is a solar car roof that's putting solar panels onto the car itself. I believe Elon did tweet about that in 2016, but I also remember him saying that that's actually not the greatest option. It's way more efficient just to put solar panels on your house, on your roof, because it's static. It never drives in, your house never drives into a parking garage or anything, or gets blocked by trees. It's always in the sunlight, which is way more efficient. And so I don't think that this is going to be something that's going to be announced tomorrow. That said, they may talk about the actual solar roof. That's the making solar shingles for your house. And I think that would be pretty interesting. Some people already have it, though they are ramping up pretty slowly. I believe that the price of a solar roof is around the same price as a car. So if they can start ramping up solar roofs, that's as if they're selling one car per roof, which should help Tesla really grow that energy side of their business. Okay, some other rumors that I found on the internet. Some people think that a new Gigafactory will be announced tomorrow. It's possible, though I think that's pretty low probability given that they just announced the China Gigafactory. However, there might be one for Europe. That is something that Elon Musk did talk about in the past, though I'm not sure tomorrow will be the right time to announce that, given that they're just starting with the China factory and they're paying off a big amount of debt on Friday, and they're also taking out more debt to build that China factory. So I think that might be a little bit too early to announce a Gigafactory, but it is interesting that the Model Y that we talked about earlier will probably be produced as part of the Model 3 factories, and so that will expand each of the current Gigafactories, the one in China and the one in California. Another possible piece of news is a Model S and Model X refresh. A lot of people have been wanting an S and X refresh. Elon specifically said that there's no such thing as a Model S and X refresh because they're constantly being refreshed all the time. So I for sure don't think he's going to announce anything about this. I think that the latest Model S and X are way better than what they were just a couple years ago, and so you're always going to get the best S and X, and I believe the same is true for the Model 3. Okay, also Model 3 leasing is a possible announcement for tomorrow. I think that's extremely likely. I think leasing is going to come out anytime now. I'm not sure if there would be like a formal announcement for leasing. It doesn't seem like it's something that's so special that needs to have its own announcement that sent the shares skyrocketing 5% unless people are way overreacting. I think if Elon's going to make a 2 p.m. type presentation, it's going to be more than just some leasing news. So they might include that in their presentation, and I do think that this is coming very soon, but I don't think it's going to be the highlight of any sort of news presentation. Finally, the most ridiculous one I heard was Tesla's going to merge with SpaceX and go private. So I think Elon has sort of given up on the go private idea. I think he now believes that it's not a good idea. A lot of the Tesla shareholders did not want the company to go private, and he said specifically that he listened to the Tesla shareholders and chose not to go private after speaking with them. The other thing is that SpaceX is a special weapons company, and I'm not sure how easy it is to merge with Tesla. I know that there were a lot of restrictions on SpaceX, specifically even who they can hire, and they must have certain security clearance and all that stuff. And I know Tesla is more lenient on that, so putting the two companies together might not work as easily as people think it will. That said, so I don't think it's going to be part of the announcement tomorrow. But that said, I do think that there is overlap between SpaceX and Tesla. I hope they don't merge. I don't care if they merge or not, but I would like it. I think it'd be pretty cool if the companies continue to collaborate with each other, which they are, because there is a SpaceX package for the Roadster. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We can really use your support. Also, let me know in the comment section below what you think is going to be discussed in tomorrow's news presentation, and if there's any other interesting rumors that you think are worth noting.